Welcoming a cat into your home is an exciting time, but it's also a very big responsibility. Starting today, your actions will have a direct impact on your cat's personality and behavior. Hi, my name is Chris Taylor. Ensuring that families and their cats are happy together is something that all of us here at Animal Planet are passionate about. That's why we created this DVD for pet parents like yourself. So during this training series, we'll cover the most common issues that cat parents encounter. These are health and wellness, welcoming your cat home, litter box training, scratching, playtime and toys, and food and nutrition. And finally, we've included some bonus sections for spraying and marking, introducing your pets, and kids and cats. Over time and with consistency, the use of our simple principles and techniques will help you create a well-behaved companion. Good habits formed through training can last a lifetime, so time invested now will pay off in the future. Now, no one understands the importance of training more than our sponsors do. That's because they realize the effect training can have on your pet's health and overall well-being. They've provided the financial support needed to bring this DVD to you. Our sponsors have also included some money-saving offers, so you can take advantage of their products and services. Now I'd like to introduce you to our trainers, Tracy Tice and Kellyanne Conway. Tracy has more than a decade of experience with shelter animals and their adopters, and Kellyanne is a certified animal behavior consultant. Tracy's going to start by walking us through the steps we'll be following throughout our program.
Thanks, Chris. We're going to start each section by presenting the items you'll need to assist in your cat's training. Then, we'll show you how to prevent unwanted behaviors while encouraging your cat's positive behaviors.
Once Tracy covers the essentials, I'll provide you with some additional tips and solutions to help solve common problems you may encounter.
Thank you, ladies. Now, the most important thing you can do for your cat is ensure he leads a happy, healthy life. So we're going to start by showing you how to properly care for your cat in our health and wellness segment. As a responsible pet owner, your cat is relying on you to keep him happy and healthy. What you may not know is that the key to good health is prevention. So let's go to Tracy to learn more.
Thanks, Chris. Taking your cat to the veterinarian for regular checkups is an important step you can take to protect him from many health issues throughout his lifetime. Having your cat checked when he's healthy will help ensure a long and happy life together. The first step for new cat owners is to select a veterinarian. Our sponsor, Bayer Animal Health, has developed a web-based tool to help you locate a veterinarian in your area. Simply go to petparents.com and select the Find a Vet option. You'll then be able to view a list of veterinarians in your area. Once you've chosen a veterinarian, you'll need to call and make your first appointment. Most offices will ask you to bring a few things to the initial visit, so be sure you discuss these with the person who schedules your appointment. Your first visit is an exciting time, since it's the first step in providing a lifetime of care for your new cat. Let's talk a little about the key elements of this visit. Your cat will receive a thorough physical exam to assess his current health. Your veterinarian will also review any health information in order to fully assess your cat's overall health. In addition to the initial physical exam, your veterinarian will talk with you about the steps you can take to protect your pet from various health risks. These include establishing a vaccination schedule, discussing nutritional requirements, planning dental exams, and spaying and neutering. Finally, your veterinarian will likely do a few tests and prescribe some preventative measures to make sure your cat is ready for his new home environment. These may include an initial fecal exam, an initial heartworm test, an initial deworming treatment, recommendation of a topical flea product, and a prescription for a heartworm preventative. Now, let's briefly discuss each of these topics so you'll know what to expect at your first visit and are ready to discuss them in more detail with your veterinarian. Let's start with internal parasite control. As a precaution, your veterinarian may prescribe a simple deworming regimen during your first visit. Your veterinarian will also conduct routine fecal testing to make sure that your cat stays healthy and happy. He or she will also recommend a flea product to help protect your pet from these external parasites. One of the most important things you can do for the health and happiness of your cat is to control fleas. Flea bites cause scratching and make your cat uncomfortable. Even if your cat spends most of his time indoors, fleas can still infest your cat when he goes outside for just a short time or when he comes in contact with other infested pets. Aside from creating a great deal of discomfort for your cat, fleas can also cause diseases such as flea allergy dermatitis and transmit tapeworms. That's why it's important to ask your veterinarian for a convenient flea control that kills fleas fast. Advantage, made by Bayer Animal Health, is recommended by Pets Incredible since it's the fastest topical flea control product. Use it monthly for year-round protection. Finally, your veterinarian may recommend a heartworm preventative for your cat. Heartworm disease is life-threatening and is transmitted by bites from infected mosquitoes. Fortunately, it's easily prevented. So be sure to ask your veterinarian for the best and most convenient way to protect your cat from heartworm disease. Specific recommendations vary based upon your pet's lifestyle and the area in which you live. So be sure to talk with your veterinarian about his or her recommendations.
As a responsible pet owner, your cat is relying on you to keep him happy and healthy. Our cats aren't able to tell us when they don't feel well, so it's important to keep an eye out for changes in their appearance or behavior, as well as take them for regular veterinary visits. Remember, prevention is the key to good health. For most pet parents, there's nothing more exciting than the day you first bring your new friend home. Although you may think your home is cat-friendly, there may be some things you're simply unaware of that can cause him harm. Well, by taking the time to make some simple adjustments, you'll help ensure your new friend's well-being and happiness. So let's go over to Tracy to get started.
Thanks, Chris. During this segment, we'll show you the items you'll need to provide for your cat. Then, we'll advise you on how to avoid common household hazards so your home's feline-friendly. But first, here's the most important thing you need to know about bringing a cat into your home. Cats who live indoors generally live longer, healthier, and happier lives. Allowing your cat to wander outdoors on his own leaves him vulnerable to many life-threatening dangers, such as cars, poisons like antifreeze, and attacks by other animals, just to name a few. So, there's no question, keeping your cat indoors with your family is the best way to ensure he'll be a safe and happy pet. Now, let's cover the basic items you'll need to provide for your cat. As a new pet parent, you'll soon find out there are lots of great products that can enrich your cat's life. But it's important you have the essentials. These are a high-quality cat food, food and water bowls, a sleeping area or pet bed, a litter box and litter, some toys, a scratching post, and finally, even if he's microchipped, you'll want to have an ID tag and collar, which should be worn at all times in case he accidentally gets out. We recommend a breakaway collar, which will come off easily and prevent choking if it gets snagged on anything. Now, let's show you how to make your home safe and cat-friendly. A typical home can present many dangers to cats. So, in this segment, we've identified some common hazards associated with the various rooms in your home. However, some of these hazards may be found in multiple rooms, so we recommend you follow our suggestions wherever they apply. Let's start with your living room and bedrooms. If you have blinds on the windows, the dangling cords could strangle a curious cat, so tie the cords up to keep your cat safe. Also, make sure all window screens are secure and screen doors are locked so your cat can't venture outside without you. Next, be aware of electrical dangers. To avoid serious injury or even death by electrical shock, use outlet covers and tuck away electrical cords as best you can. You may want to consider running them along a wall or even putting them through a PVC pipe to prevent your kitty from chewing on them. Cord containers are also available at most home improvement and baby stores. No matter how nice of an environment they create for you, fireplaces and candles can be very dangerous to your cat and your family. So be sure there's proper screening in front of your fireplace and keep lit candles well out of your cat's reach. Finally, cats love to hide out in recliners and couch cushions. So be careful when you sit down on your couch. and always check beneath you before putting the leg rest up or down on your recliner. Now, let's move to the kitchen area. Cats love to jump up on counters, so you need to clear them of any dangerous objects like knives and delicate glass. Also, cover your garbage disposal switch so your cat won't accidentally turn it on when he walks by, and make sure you use a drain cover. Next, close off any space that will allow your cat to climb behind the refrigerator. Keep in mind that dishwashers are also tempting hideouts, so always check them before shutting the door. We've all heard the phrase, "curiosity killed the cat." Well, some curious cats have been known to open cabinets and get into medications or dangerous chemicals. To avoid this situation, use child safety locks on all cabinets in your home which contain harmful items. It's also important to use covered trash cans or place them in areas your cat can't access. Okay, let's move on to the bathroom and laundry room. First, make sure the toilet bowl lid always stays down. Some cats will try to drink from the toilet, and bowl cleaners can be extremely dangerous. Also, if you have a kitten and he accidentally falls into an open toilet, he could drown. If you have a cloth shower curtain, consider flipping it up and over the rod when not in use. This will help prevent your kitty from climbing it just for fun. Keep in mind, cats love secure, warm places, so you'll want to keep your washer and dryer doors closed and always check inside before starting them. Better yet, make the laundry room off limits to your cat by keeping the door closed. Finally, attics, basements, garages, and open balconies are simply not safe and should be off limits to your cat.
Okay, great. Now let's quickly review those key steps that Tracy covered on how to properly prepare your home. First, provide your cat with necessary items, such as a litter box, food, and a scratching post. Next, kitty-proof your home, and be sure to check every room because your cat will. And finally, you'll need to be aware of his favorite hiding places, such as the inside of your recliner, so that you don't accidentally harm him. Now, let's check in with Kellyanne.
Okay, here's some helpful advice on welcoming a cat into your home. Timid kitty. Here's a really important thing to understand about your newest family member. Many cats will initially be timid or shy and will likely hide when first brought home. It doesn't mean your cat will be antisocial. He just needs some time to adjust and feel comfortable in his new surroundings, which may take several days. You can help your cat during this adjustment period by giving him a safe, quiet room of his own, so he isn't overwhelmed. Spend some time in the room just sitting quietly while you watch TV or read. When you think he's ready, try to tempt him out with a toy or some food, but let him proceed at his own pace. Once your cat's comfortable, you can gradually introduce him to other areas of your home. Night owl. Nighttime activity for cats is common. Given the choice, a cat would prefer to sleep during the day and then hunt and play at night. Cats tend to be most active from middle to late evening and will play well into the early hours of the morning. To help him adjust to your schedule, provide him with interactive toys and multiple play sessions during the day, including one just before bedtime. This should help tire him out and get him used to your routine. Drink up. Urinary tract diseases are common among cats. They're especially dangerous and can be fatal in male cats if not treated immediately. One way to help avoid these diseases is to be sure your cat drinks lots of water. Drinking water can also help prevent kidney failure in older cats. So put out plenty of water bowls and make sure you add fresh water every day. Kitty comforts. Cats love to nap, so provide a number of cozy sleeping areas around your home. Some cats like lots of cushioning, while others prefer flat surfaces like cardboard. This can even change depending on the time of day. Experiment with your cat's bedding to find out what he prefers. Also, many cats like a sunny spot to relax in. Consider giving your cat a window ledge so he can snooze in the sun. The pickup artist. As simple as it may seem, it's important to know the right technique when picking up your cat. Here's how you do it. Place one hand on his chest just behind his front legs and use the other hand to scoop up his back end and rear legs. Keep in mind that cats don't like to feel trapped or restrained, so picking him up correctly is the best way to avoid either of you getting hurt. smarts. Cats will often chew on household plants out of boredom, curiosity, or because they're craving vegetation. Many common plants can be toxic, and some, like lilies, can even be fatal. Other deadly plants include azalea, caladium, castor bean, cyclamen, dumb cane, English ivy, mistletoe, oleander, philodendron, sago palm, tulips, and yew. So be sure to decorate your home with only feline-friendly plants. And consider giving your cat a safe plant to munch on, such as a small container of oak grass or wheatgrass, which you can find at your local pet supply store.
It's possible that your newest family member could be with you for a decade or more. So it just makes good sense to take a few minutes now to turn your home into a safe and feline-friendly environment. Remember, just like a child, your cat is counting on you to keep him out of harm's way. Here's some great news. If you follow our simple guidelines, getting your cat to use his litter box is usually pretty easy. So in this segment, we're going to take you through the basics of how to create an appealing potty area and give you some advice on how to keep your cat from thinking outside the box. Now let's go over to Tracy to get you started.
Thanks, Chris. Before we cover the basics of litter box training, here are a couple of important points every cat parent should know. Urinary tract diseases are a common medical problem that may keep your cat from using his litter box and can be fatal if not treated in a timely manner. If your cat's having a problem learning to use his box, or if he suddenly stops, you should call your veterinarian immediately. Also, if your cat's spraying urine on vertical items like curtains, walls, and doors, this is a separate issue called marking and is unrelated to litter box training. We'll address it in detail during our spraying and marking segment. So let's begin. The key to successful litter box training is to make sure your cat finds his potty area appealing so he'll use it. It's very important you set up the litter box with your cat's preferences in mind, not just your own. So in this section, we'll discuss the 4 most important factors of litter box training. These are choosing the right type and size of box, selecting a litter, determining litter box locations, and finally, keeping the litter box clean. Okay, let's get started. First, let's discuss finding the right type of litter box. You can choose from an open pan, a covered box, or even a self-cleaning one. Open pans are the most common litter boxes. They allow your cat to enter and exit from any side and are much less confining than covered boxes. Open pans are preferred by many cats since they don't trap odors inside and they allow your cat to escape if confronted by another pet. They're also inexpensive and make it easy to know when cleaning and scooping are necessary. If you choose an open pan, look for one with high sides, which will help keep litter inside when your cat's covering up his waste. However, if you have a kitten or elderly cat, you should look for a box with lower sides so he can easily get in and out. The other type of litter box is covered. These enclosed boxes conceal the litter and help contain odor inside. While this may sound appealing to you, cats are sensitive to smell and may not prefer this type of box. Also, a cat's instinct tells them to always have an escape route. Since a covered box only has one way in or out, your cat may feel vulnerable and choose not to use it, especially if you have other household pets. One benefit of covered litter boxes is they provide your cat with privacy, which some cats prefer. So if you decide to try one, we recommend that you also provide your cat with an open pan and let him decide which he likes better. Now, when it comes to the size of your litter box, bigger is definitely better. Your litter box should be at least 1.5 times the length of your cat, so he has plenty of room to move around. Keep in mind if you have a large cat, he'll likely find covered boxes cramped and difficult to turn around in. Therefore, you'll want to select a large open tray to best suit his needs. Choosing the right type of litter is very important to your cat. Simply put, you'll want to pick a litter your cat likes and then stick with it. This can often be a trial and error process. However, popular store brands are typically acceptable to most cats. There are 2 things I would recommend you look for when making your decision. First, start with a clumping, scoopable litter. These are the most popular, reduce odors, and make it easy to keep your cat's box clean. Second, many brands offer different types of deodorizers or scents, some stronger than others. While cats prefer unscented litter, pet parents often choose the types with fragrance. So it's important to find a balance that works for both of you. Again, if your cat doesn't like the litter you've chosen, he may not use his box. Here are some signs your cat may be unhappy with your choice of litter. He may scratch outside of the box after pottying. He may completely stand on the edge of the box or only put 2 paws in. Or he may go to the bathroom right next to the box. If your cat displays any of these behaviors, try another type of litter. If you're not sure which to use, place a few trays with different types of litter in the same general area to see which one he prefers. Now, once you've found the perfect litter for your cat, we recommend you stick with it. Don't be tempted to switch types or brands because a product's on sale. And try not to run out of the litter your cat prefers. Once you've chosen a litter box and litter, the next step is finding a location that works for both you and your cat. You'll want to select an area that's easily accessible, yet provides plenty of privacy. If you decide to place the litter box in a closet or bathroom, be sure the door is always left open. And don't put the litter box next to an appliance. Appliances like washing machines and refrigerators that start and stop abruptly may startle your cat. Also, keep the litter box away from your cat's food, water bowls, and bed. Most cats won't potty near an area where they eat or sleep, so the farther away, the better. Now, one way to help determine your cat's favorite location is to set up multiple litter boxes to see which one he chooses to use. It's better to have too many boxes rather than too few. Ideally, if you have multiple cats, you should have 1 box per cat plus 1 extra. But don't line them up next to each other because your cats will perceive them as a single litter box. Also, if you live in a multi-story home, you'll need at least 1 box on every floor. A dirty litter box can keep your cat from using his tray. Think about it. Would you want to use a dirty bathroom? So here are some simple steps you can follow to keep things fresh and clean. Make sure to scoop at least once a day. Adding extra litter is not a way around this chore, and often cats won't use litter that's more than a couple of inches deep. In addition, daily scooping can make you aware of any potential medical problems your cat may be having, such as intestinal worms, upset stomach, or urinary tract disease. Next, if you use standard clay litter, thoroughly clean the box with soap and hot water at least once a week. You can do so less frequently if you use a clumping litter. As we mentioned before, cats have a keen sense of smell, so avoid strong cleaners. Also, be aware of any cleaning products that contain ingredients that are toxic to cats. Finally, litter boxes will eventually retain an odor, even with regular cleaning, so change them out from time to time.
Thank you, Tracy. Now let's review the key steps to ensure successful litter box training. First, you'll need to select the right type of litter box. Next, find a litter that your cat prefers and stick with it. Then, determine the best location or locations for the boxes. And finally, keep your cat's litter box clean. Now, let's go to Kellyanne.
Okay, here are some great techniques that I use to create an appealing litter box. Location, location, location. If you find your cat is having accidents in quiet, protected places, such as under a desk, beneath a staircase, or in a closet, he's probably looking for more privacy than his current litter box location provides. Place a few boxes in different areas of your home to see what he prefers. Also, put a litter box in the location where he's having accidents. If you need to, you can gradually move the box a few inches a day toward a more desired location. Oops! If you catch your cat going to the bathroom outside the litter box, don't yell, hit, or scare him. Punishment will only make him anxious and afraid to go potty when you're around. So if he has an accident, clean up the mistake with a cleaning product specifically designed for pet messes. Using a black light can be helpful for finding the exact location of the mess. Finally, you'll need to reevaluate the location, cleanliness, type of box, and litter you've chosen to make sure your cat's comfortable with his tray. Freshen up. If you're having a hard time persuading your cat to use his litter box, it might be because he doesn't find the litter box appealing. Cats are often put off by the odor of scented litters. They also don't like air fresheners or room deodorizers near their litter box, especially citrus fragrances. So what do you do about the odor? Scoop twice daily and put a small layer of baking soda at the bottom of the litter box. This will help absorb cat odors without offending your cat. The litter lowdown. So how much kitty litter should you use? Well, if you use too much litter, your cat will wind up making a mess when he digs. If you use too little, you'll have puddles and a stinky mess to clean. I recommend you use a couple inches of litter. This is deep enough for your cat to dig in and cover his waste without making a mess. Finicky feline. Some cats are extra particular and don't like to urinate and defecate in the same area. If your cat has this preference, here's a possible solution. Place 2 litter boxes in the same room, but not right next to each other. Spread them out so your cat has 2 distinct places to go to the bathroom. In most cases, the addition of a second box will solve the problem. Do not disturb. Your cat may not be the only curious creature in your home. Make sure his litter box is located in a quiet area so small children and other pets can't access it. As icky as it sounds, little hands and dogs may find the litter box tempting. So consider using a baby gate to guard your cat's litter box. Just leave enough room for your cat to crawl underneath, or make it short enough for him to easily jump over. Back to the basics. If you've tried our suggestions and your cat's still having accidents, you'll need to use a cattery cage with a litter box inside, or confine him in a room whenever you're unable to actively supervise him. Set up the room with his litter box at one end, his bowls at the other end, and his toys and scratching post in the middle. The only soft item in the room should be his litter. Once he starts using his litter box, you can reward him by gradually giving him more freedom in the house. Bigger issues. If your cat is attempting to use a litter box and is struggling or not going at all, he may have a urinary tract disease or blockage. So keep a close eye on your cat and make sure his litter box habits don't change. Some common signs to look for include straining to go potty or not going at all, a change in urine color to pink or red, avoiding his litter box entirely, and urinating in uncommon places like a sink or tub. If you suspect your cat may have a urinary tract disease or blockage, contact your veterinarian immediately.
As we've just learned, there's more than meets the eye when it comes to creating an appealing litter box. So set your cat up for success by making appropriate choices that will work for both you and your cat. For many cat owners, scratches on furniture, carpet, and doors are an all too familiar sight. The good news is, it doesn't have to be that way. The simple fact is, cats need to scratch. It's a completely natural behavior that helps them peel off the old, dull sheath on their nails. Cats also scratch to stretch their muscles, release excess energy, to mark their territory, and because it's just plain fun. So in this segment, we're going to explain how you can direct your cat's need to scratch toward items you approve of, like a scratching post or a pad. Let's go over to Tracy to show you how.
Thanks, Chris. The key to eliminating destructive scratching is to provide your cat with a scratching station, such as a post or a pad, and then give him lots of praise and attention when he uses it. Scratching stations are designed to offer your cat the ultimate outlet for his need to scratch. They work so well that once your cat gets accustomed to using them, he'll prefer to scratch on his post or pad over other items. So, in this segment, we're going to discuss the different types of scratching stations, where to set them up, and how to encourage your cat to use them. All right, let's get started. The most common type of scratching stations are vertical posts, so we'll discuss these first. When choosing a vertical post, be sure that it's tall enough for your cat to stretch out his entire body while digging his claws into it. We're talking a full body stretch, like they love to do right after a nap. The post should be at least 3 feet tall and extremely sturdy. Some cats like to show off on their post with kicks and leaps, while others like to sit on top, so make sure it's stable. Keep in mind, if it wobbles or falls over while your cat's playing on it, he may never use it again. Other types of scratching stations include horizontal posts and scratching pads. These can provide a different stretch than the vertical post, so it's a good idea to have both types. If you would like to provide your cat with a scratching station that has added features, try a cat tree. They have lots of ledges at different heights, and some have hideaway sleeping areas. Cats usually love these. Cat trees are especially important for homes with multiple cats because they provide your cats with more of their own personal space. Now, as far as material is concerned, you'll want the post to be made from something your cat can really sink his claws into. Most cats love natural fibers like sisal and burlap. Finally, as I mentioned previously, it's a good idea to provide several scratching stations. This is especially important if you have a kitten or multiple cats. Now, let's discuss where to put your cat's scratching station. Most cats will wake from a nap wanting to stretch and scratch. So it's a great idea to place a post in a general area where your cat sleeps. Other posts or pads should go in high traffic areas or near objects that you want your cat to avoid scratching. You can gradually move the posts to a better location as your cat begins to choose them over other objects. Okay, now that you've set up your scratching station, all that's left to do is encourage your cat to use it. Your goal is to get him to make contact with his new post or pad. So, here's some really fun ways to introduce your cat to his scratching station. Start by attaching a dangling toy to it to pique his interest. Your cat may approach on his own and begin playing with the toy and his post. You can also get involved by having your cat chase his favorite toy around his post. During play, your cat will likely climb it in an effort to reach his toy and will discover it's a claw-friendly surface. Another great idea is to sprinkle some catnip on or around the surface to help attract your cat to it. Once he begins using his scratching station, be sure to give him a treat and lots of praise.
Thank you, Tracy. So let's review. First, provide your cat with a variety of scratching stations. Next, put those scratching stations in areas where he's most likely to use them. And finally, encourage your cat to use his scratching station by playing near it and reward him with treats and praise. Now, let's go over to Kellyanne.
Okay, here's some of my favorite methods to help eliminate destructive scratching. Scratch that. So you found the best scratching post for your cat and he's still scratching your furniture? Try this. Apply a furniture protector specifically designed for cats. Cats don't like these textures and will usually stop scratching where the tape is applied. Placing a scratching station directly in front of the furniture can also provide him with an appropriate alternative. A positive touch. One of the primary reasons cats scratch is to remove the dull outer portion of their nail called the sheath. So we recommend you clip your cat's nails at least once a month. Here's how you do it. Get a pair of nail clippers specifically designed for cats. Gently hold your cat against your body and softly press down on his paw pads to extend one nail at a time. Then begin clipping the clear hooked portion of the nail. Don't clip the pink part because it could cause bleeding. In case you cut one too short, we recommend purchasing a product called styptic powder, which can help stop the bleeding. If your cat resists having his nails trimmed, try just trimming one nail a day. Also, reward your cat with a treat right after you cut his nails. This positive reinforcement should make the process easier in the future. Wait a minute, Mr. Postman. When your cat's scratching post begins to wear out, don't just throw it away. After all, your cat has spent a lot of time and effort claiming it as his own. When you purchase a new post, set it alongside his old one. Once he starts using both, the older one can eventually be removed. Toe caps. If you have a cat who continues to scratch your furniture, consider using some vinyl nail caps. These caps are designed to cover your cat's nails in order to minimize the damage caused by his scratching. Nail caps are affordable and available through your veterinarian as well as many pet supply stores. They're simple enough to apply yourself and only need to be reapplied every 4 to 6 weeks. These caps are a humane and effective solution for a cat who continues to scratch your furniture. Declawing. Many people think that declawing a cat is a simple procedure that only involves the removal of the cat's claw. However, in addition to removing the claw, this procedure involves the amputation of the last bone and tendon of each toe. So for more information about your options regarding declawing, check with your veterinarian.
Always keep in mind that cats don't scratch to get back at you for being at work or to make you angry. As we've just learned, your cat needs to scratch. So it's your job to provide him with lots of scratching stations and encourage him to use them. Remember, taking the time now to provide your cat with good scratching alternatives can save you lots of time, money, and aggravation, and provide your cat with a fun outlet for this natural behavior. The instinctive desire to hunt is a part of every cat's life. And for many cats, playtime is the closest they'll ever get to actually hunting. So it's important that they play as often as possible. By providing your cat with appropriate outlets for his energy, he'll be less likely to engage in unwanted behaviors like attacking your ankles, playing too rough, or interrupting your sleep. So in this segment, we'll show you some great ways to play with your cat and also introduce you to some cool toys and games. Let's go over to Tracy to get started.
Thanks, Chris. Your goal in playtime is to channel your cat's energy in a positive way that relieves his anxiety and boredom. This will help keep him from making up his own games, like climbing your drapes. Playing with your cat can also be a lot of fun, and it will help strengthen your bond. So in this segment, we'll cover when and where to play, choosing toys, playing with your cat, individual playtime, fun games, and finally, we'll discuss the risks associated with roughhousing. So, let's begin. You'll want to play with your cat as much as possible. However, the best time to play is right after you come home from work, since your cat's probably napped most of the day. It's also a good idea to have a play session before you go to bed. This will help reduce your cat's nighttime activity. Each play session should be long enough for your cat to become tired, usually about 10 minutes, but this depends on his age and activity level. The best location for playtime depends on your cat's personality. If he likes being in the center of activity, play wherever your family spends most of their time. For a more timid cat, select a quiet room with hiding places so he can feel secure. So now let's move on and discuss choosing your toys. There are two types of toys, those that are for your cat to play with on his own and those you play with together. When choosing toys, make sure they're well made, durable, and safe for your cat. Avoid toys made with flimsy plastic, removable parts, or glued on pieces. Also, don't select a toy that's any smaller than a ping pong ball. Items like these are often easily destroyed and can cause your cat serious harm if swallowed. The best toys are ones that keep your cat motivated both mentally and physically. So look for toys that mimic prey, keeping in mind your cat's natural desire to hunt. Now let's talk about how to play with your cat. For toys you can play with together, we suggest you start with something like a fishing pole or wand-type toy. These consist of a pole with a piece of string and usually have a toy or feathers dangling from them. This type of toy ensures that your hands are far from your excited cat's mouth and claws. They're also great because you control the action and have the ability to challenge your cat by making them fly, slither along the ground, or dash about. During play, move the toy to mimic the type of prey your cat's hunting. If it's a mouse, have it scurry about, hide, and then run across the room. If it's a bird, you want it to fly around, land, and then take off. Don't go too fast though. You want your cat to have time to plot his attack. Let him pounce on it, bat it around, and catch it. Then pull it away so he can chase it some more. Be sure to end each play session by allowing your cat to capture the toy. One important note, because some of these toys have string, they should be kept out of your cat's reach when he's unsupervised, so he doesn't accidentally choke or swallow the material. Now, there are also a lot of great toys your cat can play with on his own. Let's discuss these. When your cat's alone, it's a great idea to provide him with a variety of safe toys, which you should rotate every few days. A popular choice are toys that contain catnip. Catnip is safe to use and can really make a difference in keeping your cat interested. He may also enjoy having a few soft, stuffed toys to wrestle with and carry around the house. A good safety guideline for selecting these toys is to make sure they be safe for a child under the age of 3. Another great option is an interactive puzzle. These are challenging and make a great game for your cat. Some of them will even give them a chance to work for kibble or treats, which cats love to do. Puzzle toys can also help prevent many behavior problems caused by excess energy or boredom. Sometimes simple toys hanging from a scratching tree or even a doorknob can also provide lots of great entertainment. Finally, everyday items can be lots of fun for a curious cat. You'd be surprised how long they'll play with something as simple as a newspaper, a cardboard box, or an empty paper bag. Just make sure you cut the handles off the bag first. Now let's move on to some fun games. There are plenty of fun games you can play with your cat that don't involve toys, such as a kibble hunt. Here's how you play. Every now and then, instead of feeding him all of his food in a bowl, have your cat hunt for some of it. Hide his kibble throughout the house. Put some on and around his cat tree, the area where he sleeps, or hide the food under his toys. You can also vary the degree of difficulty as your cat gets better at the game. For instance, you may begin by putting some kibble under a table in a small, neat pile. Then you might make it more challenging by putting 1 or 2 pieces at the bottom of a plastic cup. Kibble hunt is a great game because it'll challenge your cat and keep him occupied. Dogs aren't the only ones who can play fetch. Cats can get in on the fun too. While some cats seem to do it naturally, others may need practice and guidance. Start with a toy you know your cat likes, preferably one that resembles prey. Then toss it to your cat, bringing him a little closer to you. As he picks it up and starts to head back your way, toss him another toy. Each time, you'll wait until he's come a little further back to you before throwing the next one. Soon, he'll be all the way back to you with the toy in his mouth, and you'll be ready to show him off to your friends and family. This one's a fun game I call Speed Racer. All you need is a ping pong ball and your bathtub. Here's how you play. Simply drop the ping pong ball into your bathtub and let your cat jump in after it. As he swats at it, the tub's curves will throw it around in a random pattern. This creates an exciting challenge your cat will love. Just make sure you take the ping pong ball out of the tub when the game's over. These are a few simple games that I love to play. Try to see if you can come up with a few on your own, and always keep safety in mind. Now, let's talk about roughhousing. Playing with your cat is a fun and necessary activity. However, when it escalates to the point where your cat nips, bites, or scratches you, he's now roughhousing. This may occur when your cat gets overstimulated from you swatting or grabbing at him during play, or it may just happen on its own. Either way, you should always discourage this behavior by stopping play or redirecting his activity to an acceptable toy. If your cat's prone to escalating his play into unnecessary roughness, keep some toys handy that you can use to redirect him. If he does become too aggressive, simply toss the toy as a distraction. Also, if at any time during playtime your cat begins to bite or scratch you, immediately say, "Ouch." Stop the play session, walk away, and ignore him. The consistent use of this method is very effective. Your goal should be to teach your cat that it's his own aggressive behavior that causes the abrupt end of an enjoyable play session. Your cat's body language can indicate when he's about to become aggressive. Look for things such as the tip of his tail twitching, his head whipping around, or his ears flattening down. If you see these signs, stop playing and don't resume until he's calmed down.
Great. Thanks, Tracy. Now let's quickly review. First, make safe choices when purchasing toys. Then, be sure to provide lots of playtime for your cat. Next, provide your cat with a variety of toys, including ones that you and he can play with together and those that he can play with on his own. You can also try playing the games we discussed or create new ones. And finally, always avoid roughhousing. Now, let's check in with Kellyanne.
Here are more fun ideas to try with your cat. Surprise! Instead of just giving a toy to your cat, let him discover it all on his own. Finding surprises can be fun. You can also try hiding some of your cat's food in and around the toy. These treasure hunts will create a fun environment and keep him guessing. Room with a view. There are plenty of fun activities for your cat that don't involve toys. A window with a view of birds or squirrels can provide hours of entertainment. So make a window ledge available and hang a bird feeder just outside. However, before introducing your kitty to his new perch, make certain the window is closed. Cats also love to hang out in high places. Consider giving your cat a safe way to access higher areas in your home, like the top of a bookcase. You could even mount a shelf halfway up the wall so your cat can reach it safely. Believe me, your cat will love his new view. The great outdoors. If you want your cat to enjoy the great outdoors, be sure you provide a secure enclosure that will keep him safe. There are even special fencing systems that are designed specifically for cats. We recommend that you're always present when your cat is outside, so you can supervise. You'll also want to cat-proof your enclosure so there aren't any escape routes. Finally, be sure toxic plants, garden chemicals, and other dangerous objects are inaccessible to your cat. A safe enclosure can allow your cat to benefit from some fresh air, exercise, and fun. Homemade fun. Some common household objects can make great toys for your cat. Remember, cats love cardboard, so give your cat a few empty cardboard boxes in all different sizes. You can even give your cat some empty paper towel rolls. They're great for batting around and discovering the yummy treats you've stuffed inside. Here's some other ideas. Toss a wine cork in your cat's direction and watch him bat it around. Link some shower curtain rings together for some dangling fun. Or even try putting some kibble in an empty egg carton for your cat to dig out. Catnip tip. Many felines are crazy for catnip. Catnip is easy to grow at home and can provide a good alternative for cats who like to chew on houseplants. Whether you choose to grow your own catnip or purchase it from a store, the addition of this all-natural herb will make playtime more interesting and can even breathe new life into old toys. Beam me up! As you now know, playtime is very important for your cat. Many new pet parents seek to find those perfect toys that will keep their cat engaged in play. One great toy for many cats is a laser pointer. Cats, even finicky ones, are generally captivated by the simple spot on the wall that can travel quickly across the room and over the couch. But be sure you play with other toys too. You don't want to burn them out on the same laser tag game over and over again. A variety of toys is an important part of keeping your cat mentally and physically fit. As a final word of caution, if you do use a laser toy, be careful not to shine it into your cat's eyes.
Providing your cat with a variety of toys can enrich his life. Playing with your cat on a regular basis can also help reduce problem behaviors. So be creative and have fun with your cat. After all, that's what playtime is all about. Over the course of your cat's life, one of the most important factors affecting her health and longevity is proper nutrition. Just like people, each stage of a cat's life has different nutritional requirements. For instance, you wouldn't feed a baby steak or give someone with high blood pressure salty potato chips. Well, the same is true for your cat. Research has shown that cats with a well-balanced diet have fewer health issues, are more active, and live longer. So in this section, we'll cover setting up a proper feeding schedule, human foods and their risks, weight problems, how to assess and avoid them, transitioning to a new cat food, and finally, choosing the right cat food. So let's turn it over to Tracy to get us started.
It's important to feed your cat on a regular schedule. If your cat's food is left out all day, he'll have the ability to graze, which may lead to overeating. Your veterinarian can tell you how much food to feed your cat, as well as how often you should feed him, based on his age, activity level, and overall health. A general rule of thumb is that kittens need to be fed 3 to 5 times a day, while adult cats can be fed twice daily. I recommend you feed your cat at your own meal times, such as breakfast and dinner. This will help establish a regular feeding schedule. Be careful when feeding your cat human foods. You'd be surprised at some of the risks associated with it. Feeding table scraps to your cat could cause him to get a stomach ache or worse. So, before giving your cat any human food, we recommend consulting your veterinarian. Some foods you should always avoid feeding your cat include chocolate, which can be very harmful, onions, even a small amount can cause anemia, milk and other dairy products, which can cause diarrhea in lactose-intolerant cats, meat, poultry, and fish bones, because splintering may cause internal injuries and break teeth, tomatoes and raw potatoes, which can cause extreme gastrointestinal problems, grapes and raisins, they can be associated with renal failure, and finally, fats, which can cause stomach upset. Weight problems are a really serious issue for many cats. Not only can they take years off your cat's life, but they can also lead to very expensive vet visits. If you're like most people, you may not be sure what your cat's ideal weight is. To find out, I suggest you go to hillspet.com. There you can enter some basic information about your cat, including his age, weight, and body type, to determine if he's ideal, overweight, or obese. If you think your cat has a weight problem, you should consult your veterinarian about starting him on a low-calorie food. Many low-calorie foods will allow your cat to still receive the nutrition he needs, while also satisfying his hunger. Finally, if you decide to mix some canned food into your cat's meal, be sure to decrease the amount of dry food you give him to avoid overeating. Choosing the right food for your cat's nutritional needs is an important decision, which we'll discuss in a moment. But first, let's discuss the proper way to transition from your cat's current food to his new food in order to avoid giving him an upset stomach. Once you've decided on the right type of food, your veterinarian may recommend a 7-day transitional period where you mix your cat's old food with the new food. Slowly increase the amount of new food that's mixed in with his old food every day until the old food is completely transitioned out. This is an important step that your cat will appreciate, since it'll help prevent an upset stomach as he adjusts to his new diet. Now let's discuss the importance of choosing the right food for your cat. When choosing the right food for your cat, you need to look for a high-quality formula based on 4 major factors: your cat's age, activity level, health condition, and physical makeup. It's important to research and compare the nutritional value of the food you're considering buying with other foods on the market. This way you'll be sure to choose the best food for your cat. Hill's Science Diet is one of our sponsors, and we're proud to feature their products throughout our show. Hill's Science Diet has been selling quality cat foods for over 50 years. They employ veterinarians and nutritionists dedicated to developing the best tasting and most nutritional cat food products on the market. Hill's Science Diet is also the #1 choice among veterinarians buying food for their own pets. If you'd like help choosing the best formula for your cat, visit hillspet.com. There you can enter some basic information about your cat and have the product selector choose the appropriate food based on your cat's nutritional needs.
Food and nutrition are critical in a cat's life. Just as humans have choices between junk foods and vegetables, these same types of choices exist for cats. Feeding your cat a high-quality food and providing a regular feeding schedule will aid in your cat's physical and behavioral health. Like a child, your cat is relying on you to keep her healthy, alert, and active. So be smart and make an educated decision on the type of food that you'll feed your cat. Her physical condition and well-being depend on it. When a cat feels his territory is threatened, he may mark the area by spraying urine. Well, this is his way of claiming the area as his own while also providing him comfort with his own scent. Marking is especially common among cats which have not been spayed or neutered. New cat parents often mistake spraying as a litter box problem, but it's actually a completely separate issue. So during this segment, we're going to help you identify this behavior, explain what causes it, and provide you with some techniques to help eliminate it. So let's turn it over to Tracy and learn more.
Thanks, Chris. The key to reducing spraying is identifying the cause of your cat's stress and then taking the proper steps to eliminate it. But let's first start by showing you some simple ways to tell the difference between territorial spraying and a litter box problem. Spraying typically occurs on vertical items like curtains, furniture legs, walls, windows, and door frames. On the other hand, if your cat's having a litter box problem, he'll almost always urinate on the floor. Another helpful way to distinguish the difference is by witnessing the posture your cat makes. For instance, when your cat sprays, he'll often move his back paws and his tail will twitch as he sprinkles urine on the object he's marking. However, when your cat urinates, he'll just squat down. So, if you're able to observe your cat's posture, it'll be easier to identify whether you have a marking or litter box issue. Now, let's move on and discuss the possible causes of your cat's spraying. Both male and female cats spray, but as we mentioned previously, spraying is most common among male cats who have not been neutered. So if you haven't already done so, get your cat spayed or neutered. It will eliminate spraying in almost every case. Now, if your cat's already altered and still spraying, it's likely because he feels threatened, excited, or anxious. This is his way of telling you he's stressed about something. So it's important you identify the cause and then eliminate it. Let's talk about some of the more common reasons why your cat may be stressed. Spraying often begins due to the presence of another cat, which is why it's a common problem in multi-cat households. The bottom line is that cats will be stressed if they feel their territory is threatened. For this reason, it's important to have multiple food and water dishes and one litter box for each cat, plus one extra. You should also provide multiple scratching stations and toys. If your cat's still marking after you've made these adjustments, keep them separated in different areas of the house. If this solves the problem, you should slowly reintroduce your cats using the steps we outlined in our introduction segment. However, if the spraying continues, you'll need to look at some of the other factors which could be causing this behavior. For instance, if your cat's marking exterior doors or windows, the cause is likely the presence of another cat outside your home. Make sure you thoroughly clean the area he's spraying and then do your best to prevent him from gaining access to that area. Close the drapes so he can't see outside or block the window altogether. Having a dog in your home can cause many anxiety problems for your cat. Large dogs can be intimidating, while curious puppies may explore areas such as your cat's litter box or bedding. All of these things can be stressful. So it's important to be sensitive to the situation and do your best to prevent and minimize your cat's stress. To help your cat feel as comfortable as possible around your dog, be sure to follow the steps we outlined in our introduction segment. Regardless of any problems between them, remember that punishment is never the answer. It will only damage the relationship that your pets have with each other and with you. Believe it or not, redecorating can also cause stress and anxiety in cats. If you recently redecorated and your cat's marking the new furniture or the general area around it, you should keep him away from that room for now. The key to alleviating his anxiety is to add his scent to the new furniture, which will help comfort him and prevent him from marking it with urine. First, you should start by taking a soft cloth and gently rub your cat's cheeks with it so you can collect some of his scent. Next, rub the furniture he's been spraying with the cloth. Do this a few times each day to make sure his scent remains in place. When your cat walks by the furniture and smells his familiar scent, he'll be less likely to spray it. Also, be sure to thoroughly clean any areas he sprayed with a cleaner specifically designed to eliminate the urine odor. This will keep your cat from being drawn back to the same spot to spray again. Now, if your cat's marking your personal items, such as laundry and bedding, then the object of his stress is most likely you. Something as simple as a change in your daily routine, which interrupts your cat's routine, can cause spraying. You should start by limiting your cat's access to your personal items by closing off doors to your bedroom and closets where the marking's occurring. One possible way to solve this problem is to develop a positive association between your cat and the item he's spraying. For example, if your cat's marking your comforter, try making your bed an area for playtime. This will accomplish two things. First, you'll be spending more playtime together, which should help reduce his stress level. And secondly, he'll begin to see the area as a place to play instead of a place to mark. Finally, there are many other factors that can trigger spraying, including things like bringing a new baby home, having company over, or even holiday decorations. Try to be sensitive when these changes occur and give your cat extra attention. If all else fails, speak with your veterinarian about possible medications you could use in conjunction with these techniques.
Great. So let's review the steps to help eliminate spraying and marking. Now first, you'll need to determine whether you have a spraying issue or a litter box problem. Next, if spraying is the problem, make sure your cat is spayed or neutered. And finally, if spraying continues, identify the cause of your cat's stress and take the necessary steps to eliminate it. Now, let's go over to Kellyanne.
If you've done your best to alleviate your cat's stress and anxiety and he's still spraying, here are some other tips that may be useful. Calm kitty. You've probably noticed your cat rubbing his head and face on a variety of things. He'll rub on your leg, the corners of your furniture, and doorways, pretty much all over your house. What your cat is doing is applying his scent or feline facial pheromone. This scent makes your cat feel calm, comfortable, and basically happy with his surroundings. The calming effect that pheromones have also helps resolve anxiety. Feel Away is a product that mimics this facial pheromone with a synthetic version. One of the reasons this product was developed was to help prevent and even deter your cat from spraying urine. So if your cat is marking things in your home, spray some Feel Away directly on the area once a day for about a month. It's also a great preventative tool. Spray some around the room when introducing him to new areas of your home or when you're introducing a new pet. Using Feel Away will help reassure your cat and help alleviate his stress and anxiety. Feline detour. If your cat is repeatedly spraying in the same place, block his access to that area by keeping doors closed. Another option is to make the area less appealing by using furniture protectors specifically designed to deter cats from spraying urine. You can also use sandpaper or even an upside-down carpet runner on the area. Cats dislike these surfaces and will avoid them. Bowl me over. Another way to keep your cat from spraying a specific spot is to place his food and water dish in that area. Cats prefer to eat and eliminate in separate areas, so if your cat's spraying in several places, put dishes with a small amount of his food in each of those spots. If this works, remove one of the dishes after a few days. Once he goes a few more days without spraying, you can gradually pick up each of the extra bowls. Lights out. Completely cleaning up mistakes will be the key to ensuring your cat won't return to the same place in the future. Black lights are great for finding the exact location of the sprayed areas. The urine will illuminate when you shine the black light on it, so you can be sure you've cleaned it all. So if you need to find your problem spots, get a black light. It's much easier than crawling around on the floor. Swap it out. As we mentioned, redecorating your home can be stressful for your cat. If you're getting new furniture, try this technique. Place a sheet over the current piece that you'll be replacing. When the new furniture arrives, take the sheet off the old furniture and place it over the new piece. Now your new furniture will already have a familiar scent to your cat and he'll be less inclined to spray and mark it. Once your cat gets used to the new furniture, you can remove the cover.
Always remember, cats don't spray because they're angry or to get back at you. They spray when they feel their territory is threatened or when they're anxious. So it's important that you identify the cause of your cat's stress and do your best to eliminate it. By following our suggestions, you can help make life more comfortable for both you and your cat. Imagine for a moment what it would be like to suddenly have a stranger move into your home. Someone you've never met before but now have to live with. Well, that's exactly what it's like for your resident pets when a new cat is brought into the family. In order to build strong relationships between your pets, you'll want to take your time introducing them and make their interactions positive by rewarding each of them with treats and praise. Just like it is with people, first impressions can last a lifetime, so time invested now will pay off in the future. Now, let's turn it over to Tracy to learn more.
Thanks, Chris. The key to successfully introducing your new cat to your other pets is to take your time. You can really never go too slow during introductions. Now, once your cat's comfortable in his new environment, you can begin introducing him to your other pets. This process will start with exchanging body scents between pets, move on to closed-door interactions, and eventually develop into face-to-face meetings. Now, an important note. Regardless of whether you have a resident cat or dog, the process is very similar. We'll be sure to point out any differences as we proceed. And keep in mind that while some pets can become great friends, sometimes they just learn to tolerate each other. And every now and then, despite best efforts, it's just not meant to be. So to give them the best chance possible of learning to live together, we recommend you follow our guidelines and have patience. So let's get started. The first thing you need to do is set up a quiet room exclusively for your new cat. Having his own safe personal space will greatly reduce the stress of entering a new environment. Be sure to include a litter box, food and water, a scratching post, bedding, and toys. Allow your cat to relax and explore his quiet room. From time to time, check in on him and give him attention and treats. You want to make sure your cat feels at home in his new space before he sees or meets your other pets, or explores the rest of your house. You'll also want to reassure your resident pets by maintaining their routine as much as possible. After you feel your new cat's comfortable, you can begin scent exchange with your pets. Scent exchange is the process of making your pets familiar with each other's scent before they meet. A cat who's familiar with your other pet's scent will be less stressed and anxious when their actual face-to-face meeting takes place. So start the process by placing some of your resident pet's bedding and toys in with your new cat, and vice versa. Now, here's another great technique you can use. Take a soft washcloth and gently rub it on your new cat's cheeks, where his scent glands are. Then put it under your existing pet's food bowl. You can then do the opposite and provide your new cat with a washcloth from your resident pet. For dogs, you'll want to gather their scent by rubbing their paw pads instead of their cheeks. Once your new cat's comfortable with his surroundings, you can allow your resident pets to sniff at the closed door leading to his quiet room. Keep the door closed, but reward each animal's quiet, calm curiosity with treats and attention. If any of your pets seem obsessed or overly aggressive when they approach the door, they're not ready to take the next step. You'll need to give them more time to get used to each other's scent. If either of your pets are reluctant to go investigate the other, scatter some treats near the closed door. You may also want to consider temporarily placing their food dish near the door to encourage them to approach. Both of these steps will help create a positive association with interactions. After a few days, if your pets are remaining calm through the closed door, You're ready to attempt their first face-to-face introduction. Start by bringing your pets over to the door that separates them and reward their curiosity with attention, toys, or treats. Now, if you have a resident dog, it's critical that you put him on his leash so you have control. Once each pet is at the door, open it a crack. Not too far, just enough so they can smell and see each other. And be prepared to close the door quickly if either pet becomes outwardly aggressive. With cats, a certain amount of hissing, growling, and posturing is to be expected. If either animal does become outwardly aggressive, don't punish or yell at them. This will only make matters worse. You simply need to go back to the closed door step and remind yourself that this process takes time. On average, introducing a new kitten to an adult cat will take 10 to 14 days, while introducing 2 adult cats, or cats and dogs, may take even longer, sometimes months. So be patient and let your pets sniff and hear each other through the door a little longer. And continue giving them lots of attention and treats for calm behavior. When you think they're ready to try again, go ahead and reintroduce your pets by cracking the door. Don't force any interaction. If your cat runs away, that's okay. Just repeat these controlled introductions a few times a day for several days, even if your cat runs away every time. But always end these visits on a good note for each animal, with plenty of treats and attention. Once you're able to crack the door and your pets remain calm, they're ready to meet. Before introducing them, place a table or some high furniture in your cat's quiet room so he has a place to escape to if frightened. If you're introducing your dog, be sure to have him on leash. Also, get treats ready to reward good behavior. Don't force any interaction, just supervise. Let each pet approach the other on his own. Trying to push them together definitely won't help. After a minute or two, reward both pets with treats and attention so the visit ends on a positive note. Then remove your resident pet from the quiet room. Repeat these supervised visits a couple of times a day for several days, ending each visit on a good note. Now keep in mind, this process can take a while, so be patient. If you're introducing cats, you can probably begin to allow them to interact on their own after a few weeks. If you're introducing your dog to the new cat, you shouldn't allow them to interact unsupervised until their behavior is completely appropriate, which can take several months.
Okay, great. Now let's quickly review the key steps that Tracy covered on how to introduce your cat to your other pets. First, set up a quiet room with food and water, a litter box, a scratching post, bedding, and toys. Then begin scent exchange between your pets. Next, allow your pets to sniff each other through the closed door. Then, crack the door so that they can see each other. And finally, once they're comfortable, let them meet. But be sure to do it safely and never rush the process. Now, let's go to Kellyanne.
Okay, here are some simple techniques you can use to successfully introduce your pets. Switch it up. During the introduction process, let your resident pet into the quiet room and let your new cat explore limited areas of the house each day. This will allow him to become comfortable with the entire house gradually and gives both pets a chance to investigate each other's environment without the added stress of each other's presence. You can repeat this process over the course of several days. Play nice. Once your cats become comfortable with each other, they may become great playmates. Cats can playfully swat at, pounce on, and chase one another. If they're playing too rough, disrupt the behavior by making a noise or tossing a soft pillow near them. Also, your new cat, especially if he's a kitten, may playfully stalk other cats. This could be misinterpreted as aggressive behavior. If this does happen, never use punishment. It will only confuse him. Try to distract him by tossing an object or toy his way. Now, if you have both a dog and cat in your home, be sure your dog gets plenty of exercise. A dog who is active is less likely to become bored and decide to play a game of chase with your cat. Also, be sure your cat has a safe place in your home where he can escape from your dog if necessary. Safety measures. Keeping your dog on his leash when he's first learning to live with a new cat is a great safety measure. However, be sure to remove his leash when you can't supervise him. If you notice your dog freezing, staring, drooling, frantically barking, or tugging on the leash when he sees your cat, use extreme caution and immediately remove your dog from the room. Unfortunately, this may indicate your dog's intention to harm your cat. Punishment will only make the situation worse. This kind of behavior will likely require the assistance of a professional trainer who specializes in dog and cat interaction. In the meantime, do not allow any interaction between them.
Have you ever seen two pets that just love each other? Well, most likely their relationship was formed in an environment that made both of them feel comfortable and allowed their friendship to flourish. So it's important to go slow and stick to the guidelines we've shown you. On average, new introductions can take up to 6 weeks, and it's not unheard of for some introductions to take several months. So be patient. Doing so can allow your new cat and your other pets to become lifelong friends. Introducing a new cat into your family can provide a lifetime of memories for you and your children. Helping to care for a cat can teach your kids compassion and responsibility. So to make sure this relationship gets off on the right foot, it's your job as a parent to introduce the new cat to your kids the right way. And we're going to show you how. So let's go over to Tracy and learn more.
Thanks, Chris. The key to developing a great relationship between your cat and your kids is to establish some ground rules and avoid rushing the process. We'll begin with making your new cat comfortable in your home. Then move on to a series of supervised interactions. And finally, progress to a point where your children can play with your cat on their own. Now, it's important you watch this segment with the whole family, so everyone's on the same page. Okay, let's begin. When you first bring your cat home, make sure you designate a quiet room just for him. This is a place where he can go and be by himself without the stress of being around kids or other pets. Set up the room with food and water, bedding, toys, a scratching post, and a litter box. Then put a piece of each family member's clothing in the room to familiarize your cat with their scent. Finally, bring your cat into the quiet room in his carrier, then open it and leave. This will allow your cat to explore his new surroundings at his own pace. While he's getting comfortable with his room, you should take a moment to talk with your kids about how to treat your new family member. It's very important children understand your cat isn't a toy and in fact is very delicate. Make it clear that there can be no tail pulling, hitting, teasing, yelling, or any behavior that could frighten or hurt your new cat. It's also very important to recognize the signs that your cat's getting upset and wants to be left alone. Some of these signs include swatting, crying, hissing, growling, tail twitching, ears pressed flat against their head, hiding, or trying to get away. Once you've covered these points, it's time for introductions. Because a change in environment can be stressful for cats, it's best to wait until your cat's comfortable in his quiet room before introducing him to your kids. This could take a few hours or even a few days. You'll know he's ready when you enter the room and he seeks interaction with you. When you make the introduction, be sure your other pets are not in the room and remind your children not to run up to the cat or corner him. You don't want his first experience with your kids to be frightening. Have one child at a time enter the room and sit in the middle of the floor. Don't force your cat to approach your kids. Instead, let your cat set the pace. Cats, and especially kittens, are naturally curious and will likely want to meet your children. It's best that you handle the cat first and take a few minutes to demonstrate the right way to pet your cat. Cats, especially kittens, may bite when overstimulated by petting, so encourage your kids to pet their new friend for just a few minutes at a time. Your cat will enjoy these short sessions and look forward to seeing your kids again. So start out with gentle petting and play with wand-type toys before allowing your kids to handle your cat. Once your cat's comfortable in their presence, you can show them how to safely pick up the cat. However, it's important to know that some cats don't enjoy being picked up or held. Once your cat has met your first child, repeat this process with your other children, one by one. After they've all had a chance to meet, your cat can begin playing with your kids in a group while you supervise. Try not to overwhelm him with too much attention. And remember to always give him plenty of time alone in his quiet room. For the first few weeks, you should supervise your children's interactions to make sure they're playing appropriately. Cats are very delicate and kids need to play gently. Cats, and especially kittens, may scratch or nip during play. So if your children are young, consider waiting until they're older before you allow them to play with your cat unsupervised. With these ground rules and some patience, your cat and your kids will soon be well on their way to becoming lifelong friends.
Okay, let's quickly review the key steps that Tracy covered on how to introduce your new cat to your kids. First, set up a quiet room where your cat can adjust to his new surroundings by himself. Next, make sure your kids understand the rules. No pulling on hair, tails, ears, or whiskers. Then introduce your kids one by one, allowing your cat to approach the children on his own. And finally, make sure your cat's met each child individually before bringing everyone together as a family. Now, let's go to Kellyanne.
Here are some extra pointers to help you with introductions. Hands off. Young kids are curious. Make sure they understand that a cat's litter box is part of his own personal space and is off limits. And remind them that it's unhealthy to touch anything in or on the litter box. I suggest putting up a baby gate, which will keep younger children away from the box while still allowing your cat to have full access. This will not only keep your child safe, but will also provide your cat with some privacy. For kids' sake, if your cat is on any medication, including flea and tick products, be sure to keep it out of your child's reach. Also, keep your children's safety in mind when selecting toys for your cat. Small parts can break off and pose a safety risk to both your cat and your child. Nap time. Cats love to nap, so make sure your cat gets plenty of time to rest without being disturbed. You should keep your kids from bothering or waking him while he's resting. Also, consider getting a cat tree with multiple ledges that are high enough for your cat to escape little hands when he needs to get away. Window ledges also work perfect for this scenario. Precious cargo. Remind children to never pick up your cat when he's eating, sleeping, grooming himself, or using his litter box. It's also important to be gentle when picking up your cat, and here's how you do it. Place one hand on his chest just behind his front legs, and use the other hand to scoop up his back end and rear legs. Keep in mind that cats don't like to feel trapped or restrained, so teach your children how to pick him up correctly and to always put him down when he struggles in their arms.
Taking the time for proper introductions will help ensure a lasting relationship between your children and their newest friend. Just like teaching your kids how to behave in other situations, it's important you spend the time to teach them what is and is not appropriate. Doing so can help build a great relationship they'll cherish for a lifetime. Cats can enrich our lives by providing love, companionship, and loyalty. Therefore, you owe it to your cat to provide him with the basic necessities needed to have a healthy, active lifestyle. Remember, investing a little of your time in the beginning will last a lifetime. On behalf of everyone at Animal Planet, I'd like to thank you for watching. Good luck and enjoy your cat.
That will keep him safe. There are even
First, that's how you want me to say it? First. Now the word sounds weird.
the great outdoors.
Oh yeah, when I'm speed walking. Before starting. Oh my God. No, I was trying to get my hand back to where it was and I was like fumbling with it. Sorry.
Here are some extra pointers. Sorry. He's starting to smile. Oh.
Now that you know what to expect from your first visit to the veterinarian, you can see why it's so important to protect your cat from fleas. Not only do fleas cause great discomfort to your cat, they can even cause diseases such as flea allergy dermatitis and transmit tapeworms. Even if your cat stays indoors, fleas can still infest him by hitching a ride on other pets. So one way to ensure your cat's health is to help protect him from harmful parasites like fleas with Advantage, the fastest topical flea control. Pets Incredible recommends Advantage Topical Flea Control because it stops biting fleas in 3 to 5 minutes and kills 98 to 100% of fleas in just 12 hours. It also lasts a full month. Because Advantage is so gentle and effective, you can apply it monthly with confidence. It's so gentle, it can even be used on kittens as young as 8 weeks. Application of Advantage is easy. Simply part the hair on the neck at the base of your cat's skull until the skin is visible. Place the tip of the tube on the skin and squeeze the tube until you expel the entire contents directly on the skin. See the Advantage package insert for details. Experts recommend that you apply Advantage monthly for year-round protection. So use the coupon offer inside this DVD and ask your veterinarian for Advantage Flea Control. Remember, healthy pets are happy pets. Did you know that 1 in 3 pets will be lost at some point in their lifetime? Even worse, 9 out of 10 pets who aren't microchipped never find their way home. Whether it's your pet slipping out the front door of your home or breaking his collar while on a walk, the chances of your pet becoming lost are very real. And in the event of a natural disaster, such as Hurricane Katrina, thousands of pets can be separated from their families. So make sure to protect your pet by having him microchipped and registered in a national database. Bayer is introducing the Rescue Pet Tracking System, the first ISO standard microchipping system in the United States. A microchip is a tiny computer chip about the size of a grain of rice that's safely inserted under your pet's skin for permanent identification purposes. If your microchip pet is lost, shelter professionals in your community should be able to match your pet's identification to you, giving you the peace of mind knowing his Rescue microchip will help him find his way home. Rescue's database offers pet owners a true no-cost pet registration. It's backed by petlink.net, so you'll never be charged for registration or address updates. They're always there for you, offering support 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Bayer's Rescue Pet Tracking System, protecting the bond between pets and owners. Scooping your cat's litter box. It's something every cat parent needs to do at least twice a day. That is, until now. The Litter Maid team has developed a self-cleaning litter box that takes the chore out of scooping. The Litter Maid self-cleaning litter box automatically scoops itself after every use. So it's the perfect answer to keeping your cat's litter box clean and fresh day after day. Here's how it works. Once your cat leaves the unit, sensors are triggered, turning on the timer for the cleaning cycle. After 10 minutes, the cleaning cycle starts and the rake moves the waste clumps into the waste receptacle. Not only will your cat love the Litter Maid self-cleaning litter box, but you'll love how easy it is to keep your house smelling fresh and clean. To learn more about Litter Maid's self-cleaning litter boxes, visit their website at littermaid.com. Just like people, cats love to be spoiled. Grooming your cat on a regular basis is a great way to keep him looking and feeling good. But perhaps more importantly, proper grooming will help reduce your cat's shedding, keeping your home cleaner and healthier. Not to mention that the Furminator gets rid of the excess hair that causes hairballs. The Furminator de-shedding tool has become extremely popular among professional groomers, veterinarians, and cat owners alike. Unlike a brush, the Furminator grabs and removes the undercoat along with any loose hair without cutting. It works for all cats, including both long and short-haired varieties. Now, it's a good idea to set up a regular schedule for your grooming sessions. A consistent schedule may reduce your cat's shedding by up to 90%. It's also important to be sure and make each session a positive experience. You can do this by giving your cat lots of praise and even some treats while you're grooming him. So start grooming your cat today. He'll love the extra attention, and you'll love a cleaner home. To learn more about the Furminator de-shedding tool and how to receive your money-saving coupon, press the menu button on your DVD remote control now.
Whether they're in your neighborhood or halfway across the world,
there are animals everywhere that need our help.
Animal Planet and its partners
are challenging you to reach out, act, respond with Roar.
It's easy.
You don't have to be an expert,
an explorer,
a conservationist,
or even a special investigator.
Each and every one of us can make a difference.
Go online to animalplanet.com
and make a promise to help animals in need.
All you have to do is roar.
Roar. Roar.
Roar.
Pets complete our lives in so many ways. After all, who can resist that face, that snuggle, that greeting when you come home? It's a good thing they're irresistible, since they can sometimes create quite a mess. Like most pet parents, you want a clean, odor-free home. Well, Bissell products offer you innovation in carpet cleaning technology. To attack the occasional carpet stain, pet parents everywhere are just raving about the revolutionary Bissell SpotBot. The SpotBot hands-free compact deep cleaner utilizes revolutionary spiral brushing action that safely and effectively brushes, sprays, and permanently removes stains. With this amazing product, all you need to do is push a button, and SpotBot does the rest. For a more thorough cleaning, there's the Bissell ProHeat 2X. The ProHeat 2X has 10 cleaning rows of dirt lifter power brushes that are tough enough to remove the deepest dirt, yet gentle enough to leave your carpets beautifully groomed. The ProHeat 2X even has a built-in heater for maximum cleaning effectiveness, just like the pros. To learn more about Bissell's SpotBot and ProHeat 2X, as well as some other cleaning solutions, press the menu button on your DVD remote control now. Cats enjoy a simple life. They spend most of their time eating, sleeping, and playing. Well, the pet people at Crazy Pet have the perfect product that will satisfy two of your cat's favorite pastimes. Introducing their brand new Treats and Toy. These treats are more than just your typical cat treat. They're more of an indulgence. Each treat is multi-layered with flavor for maximum taste. Even better, every bag of treats contains a surprise cat toy inside. So reward your cat with these little bites of heaven and play with him as much as you can. Crazy Pet Treats and Toy. They're kitty cat approved.